She pounded on my door at sunrise, screaming about my illegal rain barrel installation. Karen Whitmore claimed I was stealing neighborhood water under fabricated environmental compliance violations. She threatened immediate lawsuits, daily fines, and foreclosure through the homeowners association. What she did not realize was dangerously simple and beautifully ironic. I am a retired state water rights analyst with 30 years' experience. I helped draft portions of our state's residential rainwater collection statutes personally. My single barrel was perfectly legal under current conservation incentives. Still, she filed a formal complaint with dramatic urgency. Violation letters arrived within 48 hours by certified mail. She copied half the neighborhood to shame me publicly. Instead of arguing, I expanded my research quietly that evening. I reviewed county water district maps and subdivision filings carefully. Something interesting appeared in the original development easements documentation. Our subdivision lacked centralized stormwater retention infrastructure entirely. Runoff calculations in the environmental impact study were underestimated. That meant homeowners legally could install approved collection systems. Not just one barrel, but multiple units within guidelines. Karen clearly had never read the actual statute language. So I installed 3 additional barrels that weekend legally. Each one registered properly with the County Conservation Office. Receipts, permits, and compliance stickers were displayed clearly. Karen drove by repeatedly, photographing my yard obsessively. By Monday morning, she escalated to filing a civil complaint. She alleged property value damage and environmental theft absurdly. Her attorney sent a demand letter threatening immediate injunction. I forwarded everything to my former colleague at the state office. He reviewed her claims and laughed audibly. Her lawsuit cited repealed regulations from 15 years earlier. She built her entire case on outdated legal text. Meanwhile, I discovered something far more consequential quietly. Karen herself had redirected natural runoff using unapproved landscape grading. Her backyard retaining wall altered documented drainage pathways significantly. That modification violated current watershed protection requirements directly. I hired a licensed hydrologist to document measurements officially. Water flow modeling showed downstream impact from her alterations. Photos captured erosion along a shared greenbelt boundary. The homeowners association carried liability for unpermitted modifications. I filed a formal counterclaim citing state water rights statutes. My filing included certified hydrology reports and easement maps. It also requested judicial review of HOA enforcement patterns. Court mediation was scheduled within 30 days automatically. During discovery, we subpoenaed association compliance records thoroughly. Multiple selective enforcement patterns became painfully obvious. Only residents who questioned Karen received citations. Budget allocations showed landscaping reimbursements to her cousin. Legal expenses were billed without detailed descriptions provided. Neighbors began attending meetings after rumors spread quickly. I presented printed statutes highlighting relevant conservation allowances. State incentives actually encouraged rain barrel installations statewide. Karen attempted to adjourn the meeting abruptly. Bylaws required majority vote to close discussion legally. The vote failed overwhelmingly in front of witnesses. Her composure cracked beneath mounting documentation evidence. Mediation day arrived with surprising tension. Her attorney appeared less confident than before, noticeably. The judge reviewed statutory language for several minutes silently. Then he asked Karen if she had read subsection 12. That subsection explicitly protected residential rainwater harvesting systems. Her complaint lacked any valid statutory foundation entirely. My counterclaim regarding drainage alterations proceeded forward. Hydrology evidence demonstrated measurable downstream impact clearly. Association liability exposure suddenly became substantial. Insurance carriers were notified about potential claims immediately. Board members distanced themselves from Karen publicly. 2 resigned, citing incomplete information previously provided. Emergency elections were called under governing documents provisions. Karen attempted one final strategic maneuver. She offered to withdraw the lawsuit quietly. In exchange, she requested I remove the additional barrels. I declined politely and formally on record. Court hearings resumed regarding her grading violations. County inspectors visited her property within days. They cited unpermitted structural landscape modifications officially. Fines were issued under watershed protection regulations. Restoration orders required removing the retaining wall completely. Drainage had to be returned to original design specifications. Meanwhile, my rain barrels remained fully compliant installations. Local news briefly covered the unusual neighborhood dispute. Reporters highlighted state encouragement of water conservation efforts. Public sentiment shifted strongly towards sustainable practices. More neighbors installed their own collection systems legally. County conservation rebates were claimed by several households. Karen's authority within the association eroded rapidly. A recall vote was initiated under governing procedures. Ballots were counted transparently during a packed meeting. The recall passed by an overwhelming supermajority margin. New leadership commissioned an independent financial audit. Selective enforcement practices were formally documented. Updated bylaws limited presidential discretion significantly. Clear compliance review committees were established permanently. Karen eventually settled her drainage violations privately. She paid restoration costs and regulatory fines fully. The lawsuit against me was dismissed with prejudice officially. My 4 rain barrels still collect every rainfall efficiently. State water rights statutes remain framed inside my office. And Karen learned the hard way about reading laws completely.